Alright, welcome back. This is MENTAL.KE podcast and we are wrapping it up. I
feel really nice. No, I love new beginnings and I'm open to new beginnings. So, I don't know, I'm kind of excited, anxious, mixed feelings. Naona bado amjasema 2025 will be my year. You guys are afraid.
What will reset kitambo? We try again next year.
Tangu mseme hii ni mwaka wa kupost, lazima muitwe boss.
Anyway, umekuaje?
I've been okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm full of life. Ama nika nimedhoofika.
Mpana. You know, this is like our third episode.
Is it third though?
The third.
The fifth.
No.
Oh, today. Shoot, yeah, today. Yeah. Actually, it's the third episode we are doing.
Guys, support our content.
Not kunja. Anyway.
Things we go through to bring bomb content. Make sure you subscribe.
Kabisa.
Yeah.
So maybe let's start by catching up. Umekuaje?
I've been okay. The year has been fairly okay.
A highlight of your week before we end up kwa mwaka. Naona uko na mambo ya kutuambia.
Highlight of the week. Highlight of the week. I was part of a community-based leadership program. Which had a project apparently today.
Okay.
Today. And I think that was such a huge highlight. Just seeing yourself like putting plans underway, coming up with something. Yeah. Okay. And this week I think I've been able to connect with people that I love a lot in a more like intimate way. Yeah, me I'm always a sucker for a great support system. I'm very happy. And of course we are back on set after a long while. The vibes.
It's been amazing. Maybe I think highlighting the week has been I'm preparing for exam actually.
Academic pressure.
It's getting hotter. It's getting hotter.
Yeah.
But highlight imekuwa ni eti sijakuwa na stress kama previous when I've been reading for exam.
That's nice.
Being a finalist pia unajua kuna contentment na hizi issues. But I'm happy that you're back. Highlight yangu wiki ni tumefanya shows mingi. Actually ukiangalia hii wiki yetu we've done an audio. Tumefanya sets kama 3.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that we are making content for you guys and I hope you get to listen to us.
We are set for December as we go through academic pressure to square na pressure podcast, which is really nice to plan ahead.
All right. So today it will be random. But nataka ikuwe a reflective episode. Sitaki tuongelee vitu zenye watu wamezoea sana. Unajua pia mental health ni kuangalia issues zenye zimeoka kwa mwaka, unaangalia unapanga aje before uanze hiyo new year resolution unataka kwenda gym alafu unapotea katikati. So tujue ni wapi mvua imeanza kutupigia hii mwaka.
Baadaye nilikuwa naona ukipost content kidogo kwa gym. Kulienda aje?
I used to bado naenda gym baadaye. Nile sasa mwili ndio react. Anyway, I hope next year it react.
That's nice.
It's been nice. Hii mwaka imekuwa aje kwako?
I'd say it's been fairly okay. I've had like high highs and low lows.
We want details.
I'm very grateful. But I think there could be better. Yeah, 2025 could do better. Yeah, I'm just happy. I'm a happy girl. I ticked podcasting. I've always wanted to be a podcaster.
Oh, uko na checklist?
No, I've always wanted to be a
checklist
lazima ikuwe. Kianza na change toothbrush na kudiwom.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always wanted. I've loved listening to podcasts. I've been opinionated. I loved the entire idea, and I was always saying, yeah, maybe I could podcast someday, or maybe not.
It's a dream
and
come
then,
true.
yeah, I get to co-host MENTAL.KE, which was like one of the biggest highlights for my year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I honestly feel like hii mwaka imeenda mbio. This is one of the years in my life. For the few years nimeishi.
I actually feel like I've lived 5 lives in 2025.
Because there's a lot of experience imekuwa by the way.
Yeah, I don't feel like imeenda haraka as much. But
why would you say that?
I feel like I've lived so many experiences. I have just been from one to another. It's not like even in a bad way or anything, but I feel like I have lived. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is okay.
Acha sasa mimi nianze na nataka tuanzie. One thing maybe I go for you first. In terms of personal development, you mentioned achana na hizi zingine kwanza, acha tuende in terms of categories sasa. In terms of personal development, is there anything unaweza taka kutuambia yenye imefanyika hii mwaka that you're proud of or not proud of? Because we are going both ways.
I think this year I'm very proud because I have become fitter and I've developed a better relationship with food.
You're going to the gym and...
No, I actually, even when the year began, I didn't want to do that. And then there's a content creator I follow, and that's why I think content is so impactful. And she had been on her weight loss journey, and she had lost weight with so much grace, with not so many ridiculous restrictions. She was so real, candid, and raw about it. And I was like, yeah, I could try. So I think one thing I'm really proud of is that I improved my relationship with food.
Okay.
And also another thing I'm proud of, I think as the years go by, I just find myself indulging more and more in self-care. Like I'm just a girl who checks out for herself, her space, her body, her skin, where she is. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hakuna kitu mbaya, unaona?
Hakuna kitu mbaya.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe this year, for some reason, I think I felt like some of my boundaries were violated in ways I didn't think I'd let anyone.
So my boundaries had to be mentioned.
My boundaries. But you tuna correct.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Maybe I have something, not just something. But in terms of personal development, I think this is an year that has been very critical for me. There's a lot of discovery nime make, and I think at one question that we were asking ourselves before what is one thing about this year that you can actually tell, maybe a message that you can tell yourself this year? Na ni kitu Mwasa amemention hapo. I don't know, alisema ni kuwa assertive.
For context, Mwasa ni director, videographer, brand promoter.
Things to do with being assertive. Ama, when you're doing something, just be there. Like, be in the moment. Do that thing. 100%. For sure.
I
think you also agree with that.
Yeah, I struggle. I don't know if I still struggle with it or I used to struggle with it. Let me just say I used to struggle. I'm working to get out of there. I used to struggle with being in the moment and being present. I will always start worrying about and then after this, or what it will end. The outcome. And I was like, it's okay to just be in the moment. If it ends, it ends. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
And then I feel
it's okay.
It's an issue that comes with pressure. Because when you want to do something, first of all, you pressure by wanting to know how it's going to be.
The outcome, yeah.
And then if you look at in terms of comparison, when you're doing something, it's not the other person doing it. So if you're comparing the results or maybe the end goal of this issue or the particular thing that you are working on, then unajipatia pressure.
For sure.
And that's why unapata you're now doing everything.
Yeah.
I actually believe, I think it's a lesson that I've learned. If you're doing something, just do that thing.
Just do that.
However way it turn, it will be the thing that you've done.
Yeah.
No.
Sure.
If it turn in a good way, you appreciate. Kama ni in a bad way, you now correct.
Learn. Yeah.
And that is a hard lesson na nimelearn. Because at in terms of podcast, I think this is the year tumekuwa na a smooth run. Because initially tukianza hata show, I think I told you this issue. Sijui kama nafaa kumention hapa, but yeah. It was a rough journey.
Yeah.
Unaanza, you don't know what to do, and then unaanza kucompare. Unaenda unaangalia content ya mtu, unaangalia content ya watu wengine, unasema ni mbali. But you may notice when you do something and you actually stick to it.
Be authentic.
Yeah, it becomes...
Stay true. Your content, your content will push. There's nothing that pushes more than just staying authentic.
Some authenticity, it heals and it rewards. That is one thing tunafaa to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
So today we're gonna talk about I learned it the hard way in 2024.
Okay.
You know, learning is not... People should not just think that learning is like super cute and so rosy. Sometimes it's tears, it's grueling. But
it isn't smooth.
Regardless, we learned. My
what
first one. Ooh. Yeah, the first one is hot. Why did I start with this one? Don't settle and don't give up. Keep waiting for what you want. Yesterday I read somewhere.
Come on. The book can digest. What do you mean don't settle?
Don't settle. Let me put context. Yesterday I read somewhere, if you know what you want and in whatever version you want it, don't flirt with something that's
a lower
below
version
that.
of it.
Yeah, which is very true. I think if there's one thing this year has taught me is that what you want maybe just requires a little bit more patience from you.
Yeah.
And it requires you wanting it so bad that you're not willing to just settle for anything.
For anything, yeah. Anything that looks
it's
like
hard.
it.
It's hard. It's very hard, especially when you feel like things are not coming. But just, if you can, don't settle. I am begging you, don't settle. Yeah.
All right, okay. But in terms of settling, what are we talking about hapa? Hiyo context yako ni kama umetuficha kidogo.
Nakuona mami. No.
Maybe if I ask you, ideally what I'm thinking of ni acha tuanze na story na job. Okay, kama nataka job, why do I want this job? Nataka do.
Yeah. But now for work, it depends. If you are getting off work, maybe to be a full-time content creator, a full-time farmer, right? Do you have the resources? If you have the resources, you'll just jump into it, right? Okay. Maybe haita bear as great fruit as you want right now, right? But if you keep being consistent and just give it maybe a little bit more time, it's going to be okay. But now if you don't have the funds, it's okay to keep working there, but funding now your dream so that maybe in a year or two you're over that. Don't settle for what else. What else do you want?
Nimesikia tu a lower version of that. Watu wanataka mambo yao watuambie.
Yeah, anyway, just don't settle for anything or anyone.
I think there's one thing siku mention hapo kwa when we talked about personal development, because ukiangalia how this episode is reflective.
Yeah.
Na one area that nime notice kuna improvement ni hapo kwa personal development.
Oh, that's very nice. I like to see people being better, you know, growing, glowing.
In terms of now setting goals.
Mpaka tu glow, by the way.
Glow?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Anyway, in terms of goal setting, kuna na issue yenye mwaka ikianza. And I think ni something that everybody does.
Yeah.
But I think there's a document one day nilishare back I think mwaka ikianza and I think nikipata tena I'll reshare it kwa the group. Hii document inakusaidia how to set your goals on a quarterly basis.
Yeah,
not necessarily
like that.
Kwa mwaka yote.
Yeah, for sure.
You see, half a year unapatanga there's a lot of changes that occur.
Yeah, the year can completely go.
Vitu zina change.
Someone was saying, but I feel like even me, January 2024 me can't believe it's me in December 2024. It's
true.
Different.
Amata you in December can't believe who you are.
Yeah,
in general,
for sure.
Because a lot has really happened. And so a document inasaidia, you see, 3 months, it's something that you can work on comfortably.
Yeah.
And if you set goals on a quarterly basis, at least utakuwa una achieve something after a while, and then you see that progress. Because what nime notice pia it's very difficult to track progress yenye ni long
very
term.
long time. Yeah.
Something that happens over 6 months, it's very difficult. Hata ukiangalia, that's why people give up.
Yeah.
I think your document
I'd also recommend you set your goals quarterly, and also just know it's fine. There's another lesson here. Let me look at it. It's okay to carry over goals, and it's just okay to achieve 3 goals in your goal list. It's okay.
What do you think about story na that I've just seen it in terms of personal development about overcoming challenges?
Overcoming challenges.
Because these goals zinakujanga na challenges.
In what nini?
We're talking about the same goals that tuna set.
Yeah, in what? Depending on the context, right? Yeah, challenges will just be there. But I believe, today I have been thinking, I don't know, is this upcoming generation, so us, is it that we are not so strong mentally to like, that we are acute problem solvers? I don't know, is there something that we need to develop more, even like tenacity to like overcome challenges and not give up as easily?
Yes, I feel like there's something.
I feel there's something we need to develop, and it could look like having a support system, maybe having another way, like a second option. It could also look like sitting in that discomfort and finding a solution, knowing it's a problem that needs me to solve it, and running away
won't help.
Is not an option.
Yes, and also feel like the idea of people being conscious. I feel like people live fake lives in the sense that we are not conscious of what happens in our environment.
Oh yeah.
Take a look at this social media thing. People live lives that is portrayed to be good in social media, and then when it's not good, then that is not life.
I actually,
So I feel like we need to be conscious of what happens in our environment.
Exactly.
And it takes the aspect of self-awareness, not in the sense that you know what is affecting you. Self-awareness could also mean you know what happens in your environment, and you know how to react to what happens in your environment. And your environment could be your neighbor, your friends, anything that is around you.
For sure, you need to be conscious. Wow, that was a good one.
And in terms of one area yenye pia nimepata development in terms of ni conflict resolution. Nikijiona last year na sahi,
which is nice.
It's been different.
Very nice.
It's been different. I think approach nimechukua hii mwaka, I'm one person that talks.
Oh, you are a communicator. You're a communicator.
Not necessarily communicating, but I talk. Me, I address that thing as it is. Hii mwaka. Unaona?
Avoidance rate to see us coming.
Last year, if I had conflict with somebody, not necessarily an intimate partner, but even in the friends, I would jitoa, like najitoa kwa hiyo situation, and then I let it be. You deal with the issue there.
Wow, that's nice.
And I feel like you at some point ilikuwa inani affect you.
Yeah, for sure.
Utakuja ukae chini ujiulize tena what happened, why did this happen, and then unaanza ku overthink, you get into depressive state and stuff. So one thing I've done in mwaka, I don't know whether it was conscious or unconsciously, but nikikaanga chini na notice.
Really nice.
Ni I communicate that issue. Naweza kuwa nimekosana na wewe.
We are proud of you.
But you're proud of me.
Yeah, community yenye ipendi personally, I think I have an issue. My personality has an issue with avoidance. Those people that are avoidant.
So would you prefer somebody to address that issue?
Yeah, I suffer. But now, sometimes you are like, that's a personality, right? That's their personality. Now you need to give them more grace, maybe more time for them to think about it and realize, maybe I did something wrong, and then they'll come out.
Creating room for that behavior to manifest itself. Because ideally, ataona, like you're talking about, I think in the previous episode, I was watching, nilikuwa nawasikia, that if you allow somebody to overstep your boundaries, then they're going to overstep it time and again. If you allow this person to, the first time ameifanya, you're like, it's them. Maybe I give them a grace period, they might change. They'll be comfortable in that element. So by the time you're confronting him, you want to change it, it won't be good. So I'd rather, if it occurs, address it as it is. Next time ikienda kutokea, it's not like they don't know. Wanajua this is uncomfortable, so I'd rather do this or that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Which is a nice one. My second.
But again, pia see it in work for everybody. I'm sorry.
Yeah, see it in work for everyone.
Because somebody unaweza approach and then you sound rude or mad or bad.
Like you're too self-righteous. A second one for me, experiencing something you think you don't like might actually make you confirm that you actually don't like it. It's not like, people want you to try everything. People want to try new things. But trying could look like, actually, I think I now don't like it completely. More than like, maybe it's because I wasn't trying harder. It could go either way.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
You learned it the hard way. Okay.
I thought I would like, and then I didn't like.
That's a nice one.
Which is okay. Yeah.
So you take it easy. Another one for me ni in terms of health. Na hapa nataka niongelee sasa mental health.
Okay.
Hii mwaka pia I prioritize mental health yangu. Because there was a time I actually fell into depression. And it was because I had a lot.
It felt overwhelming.
Like a lot in the sense that nataka ni achieve a lot in a short period of time. And then your pressure peak down on me, and I was like, then it's not. Plus hii mwaka
hugs. Sending hugs.
This is the year that I lost election actually. I was vying for direct academics.
I remember.
And sasa it was my second time losing that election, because initially in the previous years nilikuwa nimevy for second. I became second. Sasa I became second, so I was like, hii kitu kwa nini imenikataa aje? And unajua sasa ukimaking comeback kuna kwa na hii idea the second time it might work.
Itakuwa sawa.
So it became worse.
And then it didn't work.
So I was like,
which is okay.
It is bad.
I'm not into politics. So
no, you don't have to be, but
I wouldn't
it was like a failure
know.
to me, unaona?
Yeah.
Because hapo sasa unaanza kujiuliza why, what have I done yenye haijafanyika so that I get this, unaona? So imagine you want to do something.
I think that's the period yenye tulijuana, right?
Yeah.
But after at least that period gave you a co-host.
I think it was a day after.
At least that period gave you a co-host.
I can imagine. We thank God.
We thank God, isn't it?
So actually what I learned about that ni ati in as much as vitu zina happen, don't be hard on yourself.
Don't.
Things don't happen the way you want them to happen.
And
they will happen
so
because
hard.
I think it is the works of the universe ama niseme aje. Because wewe unaweza plan you want to do things in this direction ama in this way, but wanasemanga
we plan but God executes the plans of our,
which is actually true. So it was a long moment for me, but
okay.
that didn't shed tears. Anyway, it was a nice experience. Pia after that I got to know a lot of people wenye pia wananisaidia in my social cycle.
Sending hugs. I could only imagine.
You can imagine. Anyway, don't be hard on yourself. So you usually nionyesha this idea of prioritizing your mental health, because I was looking back na angalia, okay, I've been doing this and that, because mimi nilikuwa this is what I'm going to. Hata nikianza sikurudi ati nimerudi semester. Nirudi ati nimerudi election, unaona? That is the thing ilikuwa inani every time hata naenda class I'm just ni campaign nini. So I prioritize hii kitu sana kushinda some areas of my life na nikapata
like,
I was lagging behind and I think data Kenya
the issue ilikuwa it's not even the losing, is that you prioritize it too much. You are lagging in other areas. Now you feel like you failed in those other areas and in this area this one, now you don't have anywhere to run to.
So hiyo kitu ilionyesha you need to prioritize your mental health, not necessarily because you're doing something, but mental health yako pia inamaanisha your social well-being, your psychological well-being, your physical and stuff. Because if you focus on one thing, these are the areas that you need. And one thing we always talk about in mental health, we try and bring that balance. If you look in that wholeness, the balance between these aspects is in human life. So it's very critical.
And it's so hard not to tell yourself not to be hard on yourself, but give yourself
it's awesome, bana.
You're just a girl or you're just a guy who's living life for the first time.
True.
My third one,
hapo iko kitu.
Sometimes self-care is telling your heart that you won't push it through the same tears you did last year. It won't cry about the same things that it did last year. Okay. Moment of silence. I'm a crier. I'm such a huge crier. Me, I will cry. Okay. Any inconvenience, anything happy, I will cry. So I think, I don't know, I'm very emotional, and looking back this year, I think there are things that should have not made me like cry. And I have told my heart that I won't put it through the same tears that I did.
Maybe you give them a story, what a resonate.
What are you, Kai? No context, guys. Just remember, don't put your heart through unnecessary tears. Don't let yourself cry about the same things. And I think I'll be very cautious from now on. Tauliza, is this worth my tears? Unajua hii context, hii uzuri, ile context muna place, sio hiyo.
Ni gani? Kama hiyo tuambie.
Sio hiyo.
Anyway, talk to us. I'm listening, but
don't just, as a crier, I think from now, nitakuwa naulizanga if this situation is really worth my tears and worth me feeling bad and worth me stressing about. Because I've realized there are things you don't even need to stress about.
Okay. Me another
sometimes one. I just be stressing about things and then it goes very okay and I'm like, no, why was I stressing?
Are you an overthinker?
I'd say probably, maybe, but I'm working on it.
Okay. Nimekusikiza. I think the other area yenye naweza kuwa nime-recognize in terms of career development. Kuna wana hii pressure ukifika 4th year. So
talk to us.
Nikireflect back naangalia in terms of after campus sasa maisha itakuwaje. Na one thing I've learned ni kuna necessary pressure. Kuna necessary pressure. Because if you're doing something and you're truly doing that thing, what I've learned it will eventually work out.
It will work out.
The only thing tuna face as a challenge ni issue ya timeline. Naona. If it is going to work out, then when? Wanatuambianga human beings hatunanga the knowledge of know-how, like what is going to happen next.
For sure.
If we actually did, then people would be patient with themselves. So ideally issue hapa ni eti people are not patient with themselves. Maybe mtu anaanza kitu and then they want it to work immediately. And that is one thing pia nimelearn. this year? Reflective, ujue mwaka nimekwambia imeenda haraka and there's a lot that we've actually discovered.
Mwaka yangu ikikuwa a lot inaendanga polepole. Ikikuwa very few things ndio nasikianga imeenda tu haraka.
Do you think umekuwa conscious about this?
Yeah, I think nimekuwa very conscious about things.
Can you account for all the events you can remember in this year?
Yeah.
Ama kuna zingine like you're talking, unatuambia eti some things are not worth your tears. Can you account for some of the things
that were not worth my tears? Yeah, I can.
So I feel hii mwaka, in as much as pia tunaongelea reflection, kuna zingine pia sijakuwa conscious about them.
Yeah.
Because kuna occurrences zilikuwa zinatokea tu, but looking back unaona I would have done better.
For sure.
I would have done better in the sense that itanisaidia in this way.
Yeah.
And it's not a fault like if you are doing it wrong, it's your fault. No. Sometimes you have to do it that
to learn.
So that you get to also discover what it takes to do it right.
Yeah.
And so in terms of career and stuff, nime get to network. Hii mwaka pia nime network sana.
Which is nice. I also got to put myself. The one thing I learned is just put yourself out there. There's nothing too bad. The worst that can possibly happen is not that bad.
But do you ever feel, you've tried this before. Have you ever been in a social context whereby uko kwa situation where you're supposed to be networking, but you just feel off?
From the people?
Not necessarily the people, but you just feel off like your social battery now.
And it's okay. Give yourself grace.
So imagine, umeinvest sana. You sacrifice a lot of money. Umeenda kwa environment yenye you are not supposed to be there. Because you sacrifice, you want to make it better, sindio? And then unafika huko, you find yourself...
I'd ask myself, why am I feeling this way? Is it that my emotions are getting through? Is it that I'm anxious? Is it that I'm hungry? Is it that people that are there are intimidating? Is it that I don't feel good enough? Because there's always a reason why your social battery maybe dies.
And that is why I was also telling you.
Is it that you've done too much? Like maybe your week has been too busy, or you've interacted with so many people this week and now you feel it's over.
And pia nilikuwa nakwambia, if you're talking about self-aware ama being self-conscious, sometimes it's tiresome. And it's good that unasema take time off. Ask yourself is the issue.
Take time off.
Hautakuwa nini conscious from day one to day emotion. It's very difficult and it's tiresome. Think in terms of networking and stuff, what I've learned ni eti not everybody unafaa ku network na.
For sure.
Because I think hata ni friend group yangu ilikuwa inaniambia, you might put yourself out there like you're saying, and then you want to make a connection which won't be necessary for you.
Yeah.
So you need to be choosy of who you connect. Because when you're going to connect with somebody, first of all, they look at what you're bringing on the table. No. A table ikuangi tu kwa relationship peke yake. But they also look...
Imeza imechoka.
So they also look at, are you putting in some effort into this connect? Because for them to be in that position, they've actually worked for it.
Yeah.
So in as much as hata wewe una work for it, you don't work for it in the sense that unaenda ku tap into what they have.
For sure.
Tap into what they have, but show some need. There's actually a friend of mine. Let me shout out Master Stan. He's a student. I was saying one thing I've learned from this guy is that when you're networking, you don't ideally just have to network with everybody. Kuna na capacities. People have capacities.
Yeah.
You might want to be in a position where somebody is, but again, you don't have what it takes to be there. So build yourself first of all. Kuna inaitwa capacity building, and actually what he does is one of the leadership youth champion. He actually does things to do with leadership, and it's actually a good work. And so he's saying you will build that capacity first of all, get to know what it takes to be in that position, and then when you go to make that connect, get that networking, you have something to offer, so that at least when you're showing that effort, mtu atakuwa willing kukusaidia. And I think that is very critical in terms of networking, because I know the youth say, especially in campus, kila mtu anataka ku make connects. Like you want to get to know somebody, you want to tuambia hakuna kazi huku nje nini, utamaliza degree urudi nayo uanze kufanya kazi yenye hata ukusomea. So you see, build that capacity, and it's very critical. Youth tunafaa to build capacity. If you interact with the youths in this country, majority you'll realize not people are building majority are building capacity. So people actually need to work on yourself. Building capacity inaweza maanisha pia working on yourself, actually getting to know what you do. And hiyo inaweza saidia sana. I'm not saying itasaidia, but inaweza saidia. So actually just prepare yourself just in case.
The other one I learned is maybe it's not going to work. Just let it go. I feel
Mbona utupati context?
Story yenye
It's just leaving us hanging.
Story yenye unatafuta hakuna.
Talk to us.
No, just let it go. Maybe it's not working. I feel like in the midst of us trying to do something, sometimes it fails, we try again, we keep trying, we pump resources, energy, everything. But I feel like sometimes just let it go. Maybe all you need is a new beginning. Just, if it's too exhausting, just let it go.
Haya. Nimeona ingine hapo inaongelea technology na trends. Actually hii mwaka nimefanya course fulani ya artificial intelligence and inaitwa nini, courtesy of ALX, sijui kama unaijua. It's an online community, they offer some of these courses. So I did that course. Imenipatia gists of how to use AI and stuff. Let me ask you, what AI tools do you know?
What AI?
Tools. Apart from ChatGPT.
Mimi hata ChatGPT.
Wacha.
You know,
Unajua
tulikuwa discussion. I don't know if it's because I'm old school. Mimi hata assignments I will go to be reading. Sijui hata naenda library.
Some volumes of books.
So, sijui hata if I'm old school or anything, mimi sina ChatGPT kwa simu, guys. Forgive me. Na mimi si ile type ya. Nimeona ChatGPT imetoa, kuna hii feature ya you chat with them, unawapea issues zako. ChatGPT ndio boyfriend. You
can even let it roast you.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I usually did that.
So, I just don't know. Umesema ni kuwe na ChatGPT next year.
Sijasema, lakini it's a choice. It's a choice you can.
Sawa, I will try and I will come back.
Ideally speaking, what happens in it, we're in the age of technology.
Yeah, for sure.
And we should learn how to live with it. Because I know, uko na perceptions zako za artificial intelligence and some of these issues.
I think kuna moja yenye ni major, which I don't think I can mention here. Yeah, there is one huge perspective yenye niko nayo kuhusu ChatGPT. I think it's actually the reason why it's the download. And coming to think about it, I wouldn't even use ChatGPT for that, so I'll just download
There's several, but I don't want to drive that campaign. So I did that course. Imenisaidia sana in terms of getting to know, because you see, if you're interested in research, and many people are interested in some of these research works and stuff. And now that we're in the era of technology, sitaki kukua left behind.
For sure.
I need to get updated. Hata tukiangalia in this profession ya psychology and mental health stuff, kuna kwa na hiyo aspect of competency. You need to also get updated. Na sasa nini itaku-update? You need to get updated, but also fast. And technology is here with us na inajaribu kuwapa some of these issues. So I think hiyo nini imenisaidia sana, because hata ukiangalia we're in the field of content creation. Hiyo pia inasaidia a lot sana. So shout out to Alex and the team. It's a good nini. If you people want to also do some of these issues, mnaweza visit their site and stuff.
No, this is nice.
What's yours?
There's always better.
Context jamani. Context.
There's always better. There are better jobs.
Ngoja kwanza, why do I feel like unaongelea tu kitu moja?
No, but the Kenya you're feeling, I don't know. I think you're feeling like I'm talking in terms of like relationship wise, right?
Right?
So that's how you're feeling, right?
No,
But no, no, I'm just talking like there's always better. Like, can we decenter love?
Ebu contextualize it.
There's always better. There are better jobs, there are better friends, there are better relationships, there are better ways to express yourself, there are better personalities to adapt, there are better ways to handle your conflict, there are better ways to chase your dreams, there are better dreams, there are better things out there. There's always better. I feel like if there's one thing I have is like an abundance mentality. Mimi I don't feel like sasa hapa ndo nimefika na ni mwisho, so sasa niteseke, you put me through stuff, there are minimum things, niko, I don't know, I'm doing things I don't even love. I always feel like there's always better. And I think the moment you start like not getting rid of the scarcity mentality, you will attract better. For sure. Ukishaingia kwa hiyo space ya kujua there's better, you will attract better.
Okay. Hapo sasa nataka niseme better knows better.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice one. I think for me ingine naweza naongelea ni in terms of social issues. and nimeget to discover, because you see I've told you I've done a lot of interactions in mwaka. Na there's this issue to do with ni gender issues. I think hata tumekuwa tukiongelea sana. Na there's a lot of ignorance out here. Kuna a lot of public awareness inakuwa created, but ignorance bado iko.
It's very high for sure.
In the sense that mtu kama they are not being affected, they're not concerned,
which is so bad. So, and that makes you part of the problem.
Yeah. So ideally speaking, Kenya nimefanya ni eti, in as much as pia tumekuwa tukiangalia some of these issues in the society, ni I've tried to create awareness at my capacity.
Yeah, which is nice.
And hii hata ni outside this podcast. Some of the engagements tunakuanga nazo, because unaangalia sasa in a university setup like this, tuko na a lot of interactions. We interact with people from diverse backgrounds. Now if you get to listen to the perspectives of watu, you get to notice a lot. There's a lot that is going on. And that's why I'm telling you, there are people when if they're not being affected, they're not concerned. Up until ile time utapata there's an issue imetokelezea. And I'm trying to talk in the negative aspect because people are ignorant of the negative. Kama ni positive, kila mtu atataka kuassociate with it. And what I've done I've tried to create public awareness and champion some of these movements. Take a look at what has been happening in terms of the parades that have been put in place, easy marching. Yeah. Na hiyo ignorance pia inakuja in terms of gender issues, ukiangalia the matters of mental health. There's a time tulikuwa na suicide prevention awareness worldwide. Ukiangalia the march that was done in town hapa Nakuru and compare the one that was done in Nairobi, there's one thing that ilikuwa ina correlate. Hakuna turnout ilikuwa mzuri. Watu watakuja tu because they've been mobilized. Na ukiangalia majority of those people ni watu wenye wana champion, people that are working towards issues to do with mental health. So my question was, why is the public still ignorant about certain
issues?
They're waiting until mtu akuwe affected, wajue that story, and then they want to show some effort. So I really feel like people need to take this as a responsibility. Because like we've been saying, I think ni something we've preached all along kwa hii podcast. You might be a victim. You're a potential victim.
For sure.
To these gender issues, to these social issues. And ignorance yako ina contribute to some of these issues kuendelea bado kukua. So what I've learned ni in as much as hata pia tunaongelea hizi vitu, we don't necessarily have to talk about them every day. We just need action. And action in the sense that I personally don't become a victim, don't become a perpetrator. I don't become a source.
An initiator.
An initiator of that issue in any way. And I think if we continue that, now like I think in the previous show yenye tumefanya, the guest had mentioned something to do with what if everybody accepts, tukubali tu, this is the direction we're going to take. And then we do it instead of singing here and there kila siku eti we should do this. Unajua mtu sana anakuja like sasa vile naongea nasema we should do this. Am I doing it in the first place? And no action needs to be done.
Okay, also the parts of like this always better. I feel like you could always potentially be better. Every day is like a new day to potentially be better. The journey to like being better and the best version of you is never ending. Another one I learn to rest in God and accept good things to flow into your life. I don't know why, but sometimes una feeling guilty when good things are happening to you, like you don't deserve them. You know,
sema sijafika hapo.
Exactly. So just let good things flow into your life. Don't overthink what if now it all messes up one day, and what if things go south. Just let good things. You are worthy of good things. Repeat after me. You are worthy of good things.
Teacher Paris.
Yeah, you're worthy of good things. Let them flow into your life.
But then looking at whatever has happened during the demos, such as tuangalia.
What time?
Demos. During the demonstrations. Did you ever notice that kuna hii idea like nobody cares about you?
You're on your own.
Everybody's on their own.
Yeah.
Mnaweza kuwa mna demonstrate, because actually did you participate? You didn't. Taking a look at the people that participated.
Go.
Ikifika time ya kukimbia, everybody was going in different directions. Haikuwa eti sasa tukombogi, acha tuende in directions sisi wote. And looking after
the
aftermath, you gonna notice people on their own. As a country, as much as hata pia tuko na gava, but people on their own, in the sense that the actions that we do we should be accountable for them.
For sure, yeah.
Kulikuwanga na hii narrative how people are demonstrating, but why are you demonstrating? Mtu anakuja na kupatia propaganda mingi and then you're like, oh, yenyewe I should do this and that. Taking a look at the deaths zenye zimeoka.
Yeah.
And I'm very sorry to mention this. After the burials. Unaona vile watu walisaulika haraka.
Yeah.
Because demos zilienda zikaisha hivyo. Kila kitu ilienda ikaisha, mazishi zikaisha hivyo.
Yeah.
These people got forgotten. So it told me that in as much as you're doing things, you need to also be accountable. And I think one thing yenye utakubali ni ati history na family. The youths wamesahau familia zao sana.
Oh yeah, I
and there's a lot of ignorance when it comes to family issues. Because utapata mzazi anajaribu kukuambia hii eti you're a millennial, you don't reason like I reason. And I think hiyo narrative ilikuwa inaongelewa sana na the younger generation.
Yeah.
So I got to look at, in as much as you're talking this way, maybe you could be right, you could be wrong.
Yeah.
But there's that aspect and you fight kusahau.
For sure.
And that is family.
Family, the former vice president, in his parting speech, he told people to take care of their families because family is everything that will be there for you when no one is. Yeah, you even remember when he was in hospital, the wife was there, the kids were there. Family is very essential. In as much as we want to cut everyone off, family is very essential.
Nice.
Be teachable. Just learn. Be teachable. Kaa chini, ambiwa. Think about it. Just kubali opinions za watu wengine. Be teachable. And when you ask, you know, a lot of times people ask for, God give me people in my life that are teachable. And then you will have to teach them. So no, when you're asking for someone or something, for someone that's teachable, you will have to teach them, and you will have to be patient, and you will have to communicate.
True.
Yeah, be teachable. Just learn. Be teachable. Everything, anything. Be open-minded. Have an open heart. Be teachable.
Okay. I think me hata namalizia zangu. I've been summarizing them. Kuna in terms of youth and community. Like I was saying, kuna this issue of opportunities for the youth. I've gotten to discover that there's a lot of opportunities. Nile sasa tujuange as the youth, we don't know the right doors to knock at. But ideally, when you try and seek whatever you're looking for, it will also always be there. Like it's just a matter of trial. The trial yetu si ati lazima ikue that short term or long term. It can go either way, but keep on trying. And like you're saying, and like we mentioned initially, if actually you be in the element on whatever you're doing, actually it's gonna work out. Kuna kuwa na hii energy yenye you give to the universe.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that is me for the year.
Okay. Another one. Be kind, and good things come to good people. I think this year has just taught me that good things come to good people.
So you're a good person.
Yeah, I'm a good person. I try my best to be a good person.
Anyway, I think to summarize the show from there, and we call it a year. We were just wrapping it up. Thank you for joining us on this show and set. We hope to see you. I wish you a very Merry Christmas
and a very happy, prosperous New Year 2025.
We're coming for you and you're coming for us. Thank you for joining us. See you on the next episode next year.
And with that, the 2024 season comes to an end. Good night.